3 years ago, Milwaukee introduced the M18 fan right here. 2 years ago, they introduced the M12 fan right here. And now they just introduced the M18 18-inch fan. So let's open it up and test it out. All right, let's take a look right here. All right, it's all assembled, which is awesome. Got the instructions. So nice thing underneath here, it has these padded feet so it can go on top of like any countertop. You don't have to worry about scratching it or a table. All right, we need to get a battery for this. All right, I'm very curious to see what the sound is like. So now putting the battery in, goes right there. And then you can see right here, it has 3 speeds, low, medium, and high. Let's put on low. So I'm sure the way my camera is picking up the blades, it looks like it's moving slow, but it is actually moving pretty fast. All right, so now let's see what the breeze feels like. We're gonna point it this way. Yeah, it's a nice breeze. I'm not sure if my mic's gonna pick up the wind noise or not. I do have a muff on it. So if I'm outside working, this might just help keep those mosquitoes away from me. Or if it's really hot, it might help keep me cooler, which I'm gonna like. So it's interesting, I don't really hear the motor running, I just hear the fans. It's just kind of nice low hum. So say I was trying to sleep and I needed some white noise, this would be a pretty big fan for that, but it has a really nice sound to it. All right, let's try medium. All right, so right there, we're definitely getting a really nice breeze there. Try high. So when you go from the low speed to the medium speed, it's a little bit of a jump, but when you go from medium to high, it's a pretty big jump in power. So they really, it's some max output, I would say. That feels good. All right, it shuts off relatively fast. So nice upgrade that I'm happy to see on this. It's a brushless motor. The other 2 fans are not. So I've had some comments on some of my videos saying they would like to see a brushless motor because that way you'd get longer runtime on the battery, and then the motor life, it runs more efficient and you'll get longer life out of the fan itself. So one of the things I was wondering, like on one of my house fans, it has some knobs that you turn on the ends to keep it locked in position. This has just the right amount of friction to it, so it's not going to move anywhere, but if you need to move it, easily with one hand, you can do so. If you're going to bring this to the job site, yeah, it's very nice to have that battery, but if you want to just keep it in your shop and you don't want to have to keep rotating batteries, it's nice that you can plug it in with the extension cord, which goes, yeah, right, oh, not there. The cord is right here on the bottom. That makes sense because you don't want to have that cord draping up and over. Here's our cord. You can see it has the green light on it, so we have power to it. And let's try it out. 1, 2, 3. So here's one of the questions I anticipate getting, and if you're going to ask it, let me know in the comments down below. I'm just curious to see if I was right in my prediction. So here's the question. So if you have a battery in the fan right here, and then you have it plugged in as well to AC power, so will it charge the battery in this setup right here? The answer is no. This is not a charging fan, unfortunately. It would probably take quite a bit more electronics, I would guess, to be able to have that capacity. So you just want to make sure you have a battery or 2 on hand if you're bringing this to a job site with no power. All right, let's take a look at some of the specs. So I have my tape measure right here. So right here, we are at 20 3/4 of an inch on the back side of it. So the overall height is about 26 inches. And the overall width, right around 23 1/4 inches. And then the depth, we're about 10 3/4 inches. So here's a question I have. With this blade being so big and moving so fast, if you go to pick this up, can your fingers accidentally go through and get into the fan? And the answer is no. So right there, we're quite a long ways away. So when it comes to the portability of this, I don't think it matters whether you have a battery in there or not. It's really easy to carry. It's not like dragging against your leg or anything like that. So the weight of this tool only without the battery is 17 pounds. So nice thing right here, this is water and dust resistant. Then it also is impact resistant too, which for a job site fan is very important because you just never know when this could fall off something or it gets bumped. It looks like it is a really tough, durable, robust type of material. I'm not exactly sure what it is. If I can look it up and put it down below, I'll say what this material is made of. So my guess it's some type of ABS product, but I could be way off. I'm interested to look it up and see what the answer is. So let's say in the wintertime you want to have the fan blow up and then move the heat from the ceiling down the walls and around and pull the cold air from down below up. This would work well for that. So my experience as a home builder is that this would be a very handy item, like for somebody to keep in their trailer for new construction. Because a lot of times when you turn that water on for the first time, you might get some type of leaky fixture, or it might be fine for a little bit, but then all of a sudden it just has a slow drip that you didn't catch, and you have to go back and make sure you dry everything out properly right away. This would do well for that. There's other fans too, but I can just see this being very handy for that as well. All right, so we have a little bit of sawdust right here. Let's see what the fan does to this. Put on high. Let's try it going this way. All right, let's try it again. All right, that went well. So I can definitely see this coming in handy for a number of situations, keeping you cool, keeping the mosquitoes away from you, keeping the dust moving away from you, and then also drying things up in case, you know, something is leaking. And, and if you need some white noise, this thing on low, it's just a nice low hum right there. So right here's my decibel meter. We're gonna test it out. So we're gonna be just a couple feet away when we do it. So we're at 57 on low. Medium, we're at 67 and 75 on high. So right now we're gonna do a runtime test. You're gonna see this moving in the wind. This is the clock. We're gonna start right at noon. And then we're gonna use the Milwaukee M18 Forge 6 amp hour battery. So I haven't seen anywhere else online this being tested with the fans yet. So this is gonna be interesting. Okay, so let's get started with the time lapse. This is one of my all-time favorite batteries so far, the 8 amp hour high output. Let's test this. So I definitely want to make sure I don't leave anything out. So let's take a look at some of the specs on the box. It has a 50-foot reach and 13.5 miles per hour airspeed. Brushless motor for increased life, 360-degree head rotation, has a stackable design for optimum storage. So you can see right there it has 3 fans on top of each other. So right here in the specifications category, I mentioned all the things other than the maximum air volume is 3,400 CFM. It says a 1-year tool warranty. So let's take a look at the runtime. So the battery on the left right there is the 5 amp hour battery. The one on the right is the 12 amp hour high output. So on high, you'll get 2 hours. With the 12, you'll get 5 hours. On medium, you'll get 5 hours. And on high with the 12 amp hour, you get 12 hours. And on low, you'll get 9 hours with the 5 and 23 hours with the 12 amp hour. So that's impressive. So it's model 0821-20, made in the USA. So everything on here is very straightforward, easy to use, and I don't really see any improvements they could make to this. It's really well thought out. So if you have any questions, leave them down below. Oh, one other thing, the price on this right now is $249. I looked at 3 different places and it is available now. If you want to check all the other specs in case I left something out or see some reviews or other questions answered on the Home Depot website, I do have a link down below that you can click on and there get all that information. All right, so I do have a short playlist that you can check out if you want to see those other Milwaukee fans. So right up here or there, I have a card that you can click on. If not, I have that playlist linked down below in the video description. So if you enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see some other tool reviews, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so yet. So that's it for now, friends. Thanks for watching. See you next time. How do you like that fan, Oakley?